So if you want to be seen as a rocket scientist, act like one.
Skip to my Lou, my darling.
Hi guys, it's Lou. So I don't have any plans for today's video. I thought we would search the internet together for something interesting. Let's have a little look-see. Hair trends everyone ditched in 2009. I don't know. Most beautiful eyes in the world, no. Okay, this is IFL Science. We're gonna actually talk about this. 17 psychological tricks to make people like you immediately. I need that. I wonder if these are proven psychologically by a psychologist. I wouldn't bet on it. So this says we scoured the psychological research to find science-backed strategies to get people to like you. Okay. All right. So number one is copy them. This is also called mirroring and the chameleon effect. They did a study with 78 men and women that had a task with a partner. I don't know if I'm going to go through all this scientific stuff. Basically, copy somebody else because it makes them feel comfortable and perhaps like they are spending time with themselves. I made that part up. Number two, spend more time around them. They also call this the mere exposure effect. It just says something about MIT school that college students who lived closer together in housing projects were more likely to be friends than students who lived farther apart. And it only makes sense. The more time you spend with someone, the more you are likely to like them. Of course, that's not always the case, but I think you get used to that feeling of spending time with them, and what's familiar is usually something that we like. Number three, compliment other people. Well, yeah, if someone tells you something nice about you, I think you're gonna like them. So that's pretty interesting. Whatever you say about other people influences how they feel about you. So tell someone that they are sexy and smart and nice and beautiful, and that's what they'll think you are. No, not really. Also, the opposite is true. If you constantly trash people behind their backs, your friends are going to associate you with negative qualities. Next, be in a great mood. Easy for you to say, article writer. It's true though, people are strongly influenced by the moods of other people. I know that when I am around a grumpy person, it doesn't make me feel very excited. I actually was told by a psychologist not to hang around other depressed people. That is not going to help you feel better. So keep that in mind. I heard that from a friend. Yeah. Make friends with their friends. Now, I have something to say about this. Some of my very best friends that I've had and kept for years and years, I met through other friends who I no longer really even speak to. This article goes on to say that people were more likely to accept friend requests the more friends they had in common. I keep my Facebook page pretty personal. I don't react to people's pictures, especially if they're showing their feet on a beach or what they are having for dinner. Okay, number 6, they just said to be complimentary, but they're saying don't be complimentary all the time. Basically, your compliments mean more when there are fewer of them. If you're always complimenting someone, they just think you do that all the time to anyone. Be warm and competent. If you portray yourself as warm, people feel as if they can trust you. Where's the competence come in? If you seem competent, they're more inclined to respect you. I have something to say about appearing competent, especially, well, no, not especially as a woman, but you can seem overly competent. I know that I give out the impression that I can do anything, I don't need help, I've got everything together. Well, if you act like that, then no one's ever going to help you or think that you need anything from them, because you can do it yourself. Most of the time, I'm just pretending. Number 8 is reveal your flaws from time to time. Well, I do that all the time. Not because I'm hating on myself, but I just think it's funny to be a little bit self-deprecating. We all need a little humility. Number 9, empathize your shared values. I think basically that means if you have the same opinion on a number of topics, people feel that shared interest and like you. Number 10, casually touch them. I get it. Okay, before I read what it actually says about casually touching somebody, I know that makes people feel liked and more comfortable. I do it all the time, sometimes too much. There's a couple of studies on this casually touching trick where they had men standing on the street corners. I know that sounds like they're prostitutes, but no, they were just standing on street corners trying to strike up a conversation with women that walked by, and they had double success rate with the ladies when they lightly touched their arm. And the next example that they use, I totally understand. It says waitresses who, when they dropped off the change from the customer paying the bill, when they touched them lightly and said thank you and set it down, the tips that were given were significantly larger when the waitress felt up the customer, just kidding, touched the customer lightly. I was a waitress, and yeah, I'm a little touchy-feely, but I got good tips. Okay, number 11 is smile. I really don't even need to read that, because obviously, when you smile at people, they're going to think that you're happy, and they in turn are going to get a happy sensation from you. That's one thing that my sister, who pretty much taught me everything in life, told me a long time ago, is smile at people and they will instantly be attracted to you. Not the like sexual attraction way, but just the friendly way, but the other way too. Okay, number 12 is see the other person how they want to be seen. So if you want to be seen as a rocket scientist, act like one. This is called the self-verification theory. Basically, people with a positive self-view preferred to be around people that felt the same about themselves. Number 13 is a good one. Tell them a secret. I would think that this has to do with the private part of telling somebody a secret. You feel like you know something that others don't about that person. And on that same note, remember in Friends when Joey and Rachel went out on a date when Rachel was pregnant and they were showing each other their moves on a first date?
So where'd you grow up?
That's your move? Boy, Rach, you're lucky you're hot.
And Rachel asked Joey about his family, and he started talking about his relationship with his father and how it wasn't so great. And he was shocked that something like that would actually work on a first date, telling someone something so personal.
It's gotta be rough.
It is. Yeah, it's really tough. You know, sometimes I think, wow! Nice move. Where'd you grow up? So simple.
Yeah, I refer to Friends all the time. Unfortunately, I could probably tell you each and every word of each and every episode. Sad. Number 14 is expect good things from other people, also called the Pygmalion effect. Basically, if you think someone is a jerk, you're going to treat them like a jerk. If you think somebody's stupid, you're going to treat them like they're stupid, and so on. So if you expect someone to be nice or friendly, you are going to treat them as so, which makes them like you better. Number 15, act like you like them. This is also called the reciprocity of liking. You will reciprocate someone liking you with you liking them. And I find this funny because I remember in elementary school, a boy told a girl to tell me that he liked me, and that automatically made me think about liking him. He was this much shorter than me. So when you meet somebody, just shake their hand and say, I like you, and they'll like you immediately. Number 16, display a sense of humor. I already read what this says, and it is not at all what I thought. I thought there's more humility in someone with a sense of humor. Things are taken lightly, even when there's some sarcasm, and that is a trait that I have always liked in other people. My whole family was very funny. My daughter makes me laugh more than anyone. Sadly, my husband does not find us funny. Sometimes I think he is just tolerating these crazy girls in his house. Okay, number 17, let them talk about themselves. People love to talk about themselves. And this one kind of ties in with telling them a secret. They talk about a study where people sat in an MRI machine and told another person certain things about their lives, and people felt more motivation and reward when they told stories knowing that they would be told to others, as opposed to when they told a story and it would only be known to that one particular person. I don't know that that makes any sense at all. What I do know is people do like to talk about themselves, whether it is for you to know about them or for them to just hear it. And I don't know if that goes along with being a private person, but I always let people talk about themselves. In fact, I will ask them question after question about themselves, and they seem to feel that that is pretty nifty. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. That was 17 tricks on how to get people to like you immediately. So what did you guys think? Are there any of those in there that you feel are not true, or maybe even the opposite of true, or something else you've experienced that helps make people like you? I'd love to hear it. Put the comments down below. I'm sure we would all love to hear it. So go down there, she said. Anyway, you guys, that's it for this video on 17 psychological tricks to make people like you immediately. Yeah, right. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. If you did enjoy the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you aren't already subscribed but would like to be, please hit that button down below and you'll see me very soon with more videos. Bye, guys.